Today marks a historic moment, the grand launch of Olubugo fabric, a timeless symbol of Buganda's rich cultural heritage. This remarkable initiative is a collaboration between Pauline Najuma of Rap and Sons and John Harris of T. Cribs Funeral Directors. Together, they are bringing a deeply rooted tradition into a modern business venture, ensuring that cultural connections remain at the heart of burial services.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for honoring the invitation and being here. We are so pleased to have you. There is nothing more we can ask for. Now it's our duty to make sure you're happy, you're fed, and you're safe. So, Mayor, it's good to have you. Thank you for honoring our invitation. In fact, in Buganda, we say, tweyanziza, tweyanzege. Officially, we are going to welcome Owekitiibwa Salongo Chibuka. Let's put our hands together for him.
In the Buganda Kingdom, Olubugo fabric has long been a sacred element in funeral rites. Before inviting the guests into the museum, John Harris of T. Cribs Funeral Directors invited me for a private view.
Good evening and welcome to T. Crib & Sons Funeral Museum. This is our coffin and casket display room. So when families are arranging a funeral or repatriation, they can come in here and actually select the coffin that they would like.
So, today you have also went into partnership with Pauline Najuma.
Yeah.
And they are actually launched the Olubugo, how we call it, this backcloth.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, it was Pauline that introduced me to it. I hadn't heard of this cloth. And once we realised it was significant around death, as we said in that room, it's has a preserving nature, but also it's a spiritual thing as well. And so what we've done, as you can see over here, there's a casket where we've actually laid out the bark cloth.
So if people choose to have a backcloth as an underlay or wrapping the body, this is what they would use.
Yeah.
Ah. Okay.
We have in the cabinets here actual jewellery. Here is what they call jet jewellery. It was Whitby jet. It was a type of stone. It was mined very much in the, it was Queen Victoria's thing. And in fact, when Queen Victoria died, the jet industry died with her. Oh. Unfortunately, all the mourning rings we put away because they're quite valuable, so they're in the safe for the weekend. And next to it, over here, when you look around, it's jewellery made from human hair. So what would happen is, when someone died, families would give the deceased hair to jewellers, and they would make jewellery out of it. And some of it is quite intricate. So please have a look.
Oh, yeah, like this.
Oh, yeah, please do. I mean, funerals, back in the Victorian period were quite big. In point of fact, up there, if you'd lost someone in your family, your normal tea service would go away and you would bring out your morning teapots and morning teaware.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
And all those little coffins you see there, back in the sort of 1800s and that, men would take snuff. It was like a type of tobacco, and they still do at some events. You'll see men take snuff. They always reckon snuff would kill you, so gentlemen would make novelty snuff boxes that look like coffins. And in fact, one's got a little brass plate on it, and it actually says "snuffed it," which was a phrase that we would use. In here, for those that would want to look, that's our casket showroom, and with the bark, they're all empty. So
Olubugo fabric has long been a sacred element in funeral rites. Traditionally, it is used to wrap the body before burial, honoring the departed with dignity and respect. By launching this venture, Rap and Sons and T. Crib's funeral directors are preserving this significant tradition while providing families with a meaningful way to say farewell to their loved ones. The launch event was graced by distinguished guests, including esteemed VIPs from the Buganda Kingdom, the Mayor of Newham Council, representatives from Green Acres Funeral Services, and respected cultural leaders. Their presence reflects the importance of this initiative, not just as a business, but as a cultural movement that bridges tradition and contemporary funeral services. This partnership stands as a statement to the power of cultural heritage in modern times. As Olubugo fabric finds its place in funeral services across communities, it ensures that values, customs, and identity of the Baganda people continue to thrive for generations to come. And now, speeches from invited guests and the organizers of the event.
So, right now, we're going to have an opening prayer. And let me ask Father to please come and take us through.
God our Father, we thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for bringing us together this afternoon in these premises. Bless Uganda and all the kingdoms there. Bless the United Kingdom where we are at the moment. Inspire us with wisdom. Guide our steps. Help us to walk with you, to love and serve.
I'm going to request you as well to put your hands together for Mr. John and Pauline. They've made it possible for us to be here. Thank you so much. We are now going to sing the anthems. God save our greatest King, long live our noble King. God save the King. Send him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King. Oh, Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free, for liberty, together we'll always stand. Okubendane delyo lyonna, line kwanga Buganda. Lyamanyibwa nnyo eggwanga lyaffe okwetooloola ensi zonna. Kale twesimye nnyo olwa Buganda yaffe. Ekitiibwa kya Buganda kyava naffe tukikuumenga. I'm going to invite John to invite the mayor.
Good afternoon. Honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen. Lovely to see you all here, and thank you all for attending. I normally, I've written out what I'm going to say, but I'm rubbish at doing that. I'm much better off just playing it by ear, but I'll take a few bits from this. As I say, my name's John. I'm the fourth generation here. My great-grandfather started the business back in 1881. My father, Stan, is 96, still going strong. He didn't finish here till he was 90, so there's a lot to be said for keeping working. I've got my children. My brother has his children, so in the fifth generation, there's 5 children, which is lovely for us. The East End has seen many changes. I've been here now 53 years, and I've certainly seen some changes. And one of them is very much a cultural change. My history, or the company's history, I should say, with the Ugandan community goes back some 40 years. As you are all well aware, in the early 80s, AIDS, HIV raised its head, and Uganda was severely hit. And there was quite an influx of Ugandans coming into the UK for 3 main reasons. There was those that were more enlightened and knew that coming here and having full-blown AIDS, they would at least be treated and could be... there was no cure back then. There was no way of suppressing it. There's no cure today, but at least we're in control of it. So that was one reason. There was those that was less enlightened and thought there was a cure here and came. And there was that came here because of a social stigma. There was a social stigma around AIDS in its time. And I got involved in the very early days, and primarily through the Ugandan Asylum Seekers Association. We was probably one of the few funeral directors at the time that just cracked on and did our job. If someone came to us, families came to us, and we had to deal with a case that was AIDS, we still carried on with the traditional washings, dressings, and the repatriation. Back in the day, I can say it now because it's past, but back in the day you had to have a free from infection certificate and you wouldn't have got out. So I think we sort of worded it in such a way that it wouldn't pose a risk to the carrier the way we've done things. So we sort of got round the law a bit. But the long and the short of it is we was able to still repatriate. And as you folks in here are probably fully aware, first generation, not just Ugandans, but Africans in general, when they pass away here, the wish to be buried at home is very strong. Not so much with the second generation. I don't think it'll ever happen with the third generation, but the long and the short of it is we continued. And it's stood us in good stead because we supported the Ugandan families during that period, and since then they've supported us as a company. So the long and the short of it is, and the point, that I was happy to host this, and I thank Pauline and Bossa and you guys for coming along, is just to reinforce that. It is so important to keep your culture, because trust me, once it's gone forever. So please carry on. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to invite you to say a few words, if you would.
Pauline, thank you for calling me. And she called me very late, and Pauline is such a person that I cannot say no. The purpose of us here today is to celebrate an innovation. That innovation embedded into your blood, into our blood, which we are talking about culture, we are talking about our tradition. As Director of Funeral says that we came in this world empty-handed, and we will go from this world empty-handed. We came naked, when we will go naked. Few things will go with us, which is our memories and the way we will be covered up ourselves into the graveyard. And this initiative, which is known, was this tree called? Sorry, now you know the name of the tree, and yeah, and the way they have made it, it is eco-friendly, it is good for the environment, and obviously the partnership between tea cribs, and so on. And RAP, I believe it's a milestone. No matter how far you go, no matter what you do, my good wishes and everyone's good wishes is with you. I wish you all the very success in this journey and journey after. Thank you from me, from my family, and from the residents of Barking and Dagenham. Thank you for inviting.
I'm going to request Papa Jasper to come here and do this next event.
You're almost welcome. My role is just to introduce a few guests amongst us. We have Oweekitiibwa Salongo Kibuuka, who is our guest of honor. We have His Highness, His Royal Highness, Enganda, President of Idol Network International, and his Queen. We have the ex-Oweekitiibwa, Oweekitiibwa Ronald Lutaya. We have Father Balinya, our community priest. We have abakungu ba Ssaabasajja mwenna abali wano. I can see Muzukulu Janet Mchiv. We have Mukungu Sekisonge, who is taking East London. We have the chairman of Bataka, the representative of our Bataka ba Buganda, Bajajja, Mr. Lawrence Mulimba. We have Omukungu Kalanzi in charge of protocol. That's why he's sitting with the Oweekitiibwa. We have councillors who have been just recognized by the mayor, Councillor Fatuma and Councillor. You are most welcome. We have the chairman, one of the community chairman, CEO, Mr. and Mrs. Mpima, please stand up. I've seen you around. That is the chairman of Uganda Catholic Community. We have Mr. Semugera. I've seen Mr. Semugera around. Omukungu, yes, Omukungu Semugera. We have the park manager, Green Acres Eppingham Park Cemetery, who is the chairperson of the associates. Please stand up for recognition. Among the stars, let me recognize just a few. Omutaka Daniel Ruge, Nomuchala Mama, Imukako, Mrs. Ruge, please. But let me show this group when just a group which has come from Manchester, all the way from Manchester. Please stand up for recognition. Yes, very good. Also, we have our representative from Bunyolo, Mama Daisy. Please stand up for recognition. Yes. So I've seen the head of the women fellowship leader, Mrs. Senyanga. Please stand up for recognition. And we have seen the representative from Karamaja community, my sister Teddy Kuran, please. Councillor Nabukera, please stand up for your recognition. We have the representative of Chisoboka, the community, Madame Justine Vobia. Please stand up for recognition. Stand up for recognition, please. Thank you so much. We have so many guests.
Now, it's a cultural event and somebody's in charge of it, Mr. Harris and Pauline. You've seen the place where we're going to use it to keep the remains of elders, but not only for that. The back cloth is for fashion. And I mean, look at me. Don't I look amazing? So Mr. Sevagala is here. Where is Mr. Sevagala?
We want to just recognize the chairperson of Holy Way Church.
Thank you so much. Now, let me request you to please stand up as we welcome Pauline, the lady who made everything possible for us to be here. Please, let's put our hands together for Pauline.
I'd like to appreciate the dignitaries in the house, the head of us, our head, the representative for Kabaka. We highly appreciate taking out your time in this busy schedule and come to be with us, to celebrate with us. As the event is all culture, that's why we're here. So excuse me when some language slips and I have to mix in with my lingo to just be proud of who we are. Like I said, ni mchala Muganda, ni mchala wa Lugave, and we believe in who we are, we believe in our heritage, we believe in our culture. The dream to sustain and embrace our culture is embedded from me from growing up in Uganda. Ngomchalo Muganda, we grew up understanding what the value of the Olubugo. I can't stop talking because I'm so happy to see you all. I'm so humbled for this opportunity that we've been given to celebrate who we are, especially the Ugandans, people from the PAL. This is beautiful. Thank you so much.
I would like just to say one thing before we get going. Pauline, where are you? There you are. Pauline, I can't say enough how your passion shone right through. If I was to pass, I would love to be wrapped in something. I get asked a lot of times, what do I do? What does Green Acres represent? Actually, it's everything that Pauline just said. It's about ritual, pilgrimage, it's about culture, heritage. It's something that's so important to us individually. All of us work from one place, the heart. If we can really concentrate on how people leave this world and make it a much better journey, then we've done our job. It's about celebrating my life. It's about filling people's heart with richness. And that's really essentially everything that you said earlier. And some of the things that John said really, really provokes a lot of emotion in my heart, because unfortunately, direct cremations have absolutely saturated the market. What has that done? It's led to people to mental health issues, not dealing with grief, never having closure, never understanding what's happening in their lives. And if we can do something to make that better for everyone, then we've done our jobs. Yeah. So at Green Acres, we've got over 500 areas of parkland and woodlands. So the tree means an awful lot to us. There is a common link. We're all about nature, walking in nature, dealing with grief, and looking after the environment. We've done that. It's good. We feel the love.
So I represent Kemble Park. I think quite a few of you know where Kemble Park is. A lot of our other parks are mainly woodland burials, and obviously we have cremation services as well. But at Kemble, we're really lucky to have, yes, woodlands, but we also have traditional sections as well. We have areas within the park that are just for local communities. We have completely, all different faiths and religions at Kemble Park. We have the Jewish section, we have a Turkish section. So we are really, really lucky and honoured to have that at Kemble Park. But also, as an organisation, we recognise bereavement in quite a strong way. And across all the parks, on a monthly basis, we hold bereavement cafes, really informal cafes where it just gives you a chance to get together, talk to people that are going through a similar situation. We have numerous events happening throughout our calendar year. And we're really proud of that. But regardless of whether you've got any connection to Greenacres or indeed Kemble Park, you're more than welcome to attend our parks.
And if any of you would like a tour of our parks or to visit, then please do speak to Pauline, or you can speak to John. John has my number, and he will be in touch, and we can arrange that for you. We would welcome you to come along.
We're going to invite the chairman of the Ababaka Babataka, Umkungu Lawrence Muyimba.
First and foremost, allow me to acknowledge the presence of our host. I think that's very important, Johnny Harris of Tikrit. If he wasn't here, we wouldn't have been here. At the same time, allow me to acknowledge the presence of the Kabakazi envoy, Owekitiibwa Ssalongo Geoffrey Kibuuka, and the wife. Unfortunately, the mayor has left, and please also allow me to acknowledge him, and at the same time to acknowledge Owekitiibwa Ronald Rutaya, the retired Kabakazi envoy. Thank you very much. The deputies to the Kabakazi envoy, we have Mukungu Janet Muchibi, we have Mukungu Sekisonge as well, and we have other Bakungus here in their capacities. Please, you are all acknowledged. And at the same time, allow me to acknowledge the event initiator, that is Omwami wa Kabaka, Pauline Najjuma. Through her brother Rap and the Sons, together with Tikrit as partners, they've done a tremendous job. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is indeed an honor to stand before you today to celebrate this remarkable achievement of one of the earliest and the most fascinating fabric invention, the backcloth, Olubugo. This incredible material, which you see here today, made from the inner bark of the Fiji tree, as they refer to it, represents the creativity and the craftsmanship of our civilization long before modern textiles were invented. The backcloth is believed to have been invented 1,000 years ago and was being used in Africa and Asian countries, but most known, the backcloth to have been used in Uganda by Buganda. I want to emphasize that. But the Buganda people perfected the art of making the backcloth from the mutuba tree between the 14th and the 15th century. As we all know, the backcloth, or Olubugo, is traditionally believed to have been invented by Sewamala, who was later to be known as Kabogoza, a Ngonge Kilani man. You can't forget that. And this was during Kabaka Chimera's reign, which was between 1275 to 1330. Even today, backcloth remains
important part of our culture and our identity in Buganda in particular, where it was recognized as they call it an intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And that was in 2005, being recognized by the UNESCO. Though modern textiles have largely replaced it, the backcloth has not been forgotten. We are here. We are talking about the backcloth, which means it is here to stay.
Allow us to continue standing on the already established protocols in this house with all due respect to our elders, which is a key part of culture, and specifically to our dear sister, Lady Pauline Najuma, together with Papa T. Cribs, who have in a very timely season, brought us together as one family, as one people. It is said that coming together is progress, and I believe every time we come together as a people, be it from Buganda, Uganda, Africa, we are children of the world anyway, or wherever we may be, every time we come together, it is progress, and we are grateful that you have brought us together.
Mr. T. Cripps. Papa T. Cripps. Yes, Papa T. Cripps, you do deserve the title. We have known you not as a businessman. We've known you as a giver. We've known how you've intervened in different situations where our people needed your support. We have seen you for the last many, many years. Lady Pauline Najuma, for your work, you received a recognition. We did not know you were planning to do this, but it's just hardly, it was in December. Within such a short time, you've been able to mobilize us again to bring this unique product, this unique background of us, especially in Europe, in England, in London. Congratulations. For us in Ido, we say, believing is seeing. Seeing is believing. We also say that, show me what you have done. Many of us say, ngendo kuchikola, nze ngendo kuchikola, nchimanyi, I can do it. But show me what you have done. That's why we're called I-doers. We walk the talk, and Pauline walks the talk. Thank you very much. Bayete. 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 Emuria Koliai. Koliai. Emuria Koliai. Koliai. I am from Teso. Eyalama. Eyalama. Thank you.
Please allow me to invite Omukungu Sechsonge just to say a few words, and then he knows what he's supposed to do. Thank you.
My name is Godfrey Sechsonge or Msese. I come from the Great Sess Islands of Uganda, and I am a self-appointed ambassador for Sese. I always mention Sese wherever I go. The last time I stood here, we were celebrating and sending off our late hero, Pascal. For those of you who didn't come here, this is where we had the wake that went viral. We were so many of us packed in this room. I thank you, Najuma, T. Cribs, and Papa John. Thank you for always welcoming us here. On that day, we were so many. We welcome you here, all of you. And my job today is to introduce someone I've known for over 30 years. He has mentored so many of us. He's one of our heroes in the community here in the UK and in Uganda. And he once wanted even to be president of Uganda. Oh, yes. He's such a great man who has sacrificed a lot. I'm here to introduce to you the retired but not tired Kabaka's representative, OHTwa Dr. Ronald Rutaya, to come and address you. So OHTwa.
Thanks Mukungu Sekisonge, Omubaka wa Ssaabasajja Oweekitiibwa Ssaalongo Kibuuka, His Highness Eganda and the Queen, the representative of Bunyoro, our Daisy, who doesn't know Daisy? This is a very, very important occasion for me, but for our country as well, and for Buganda Kingdom. For me, because this back cloth that you see here was invented by my great fathers. And when I say my great grandfathers, I'm not talking about in general. No. My great grandfathers. They are the people who invented the back cloth. The Ngonge clan, as as the head of our clans mentioned there. So I'm so glad that Pauline has chosen to promote this very important item here, the back cloth. I was actually disappointed the other day to learn that this guy in Germany went and patented the back cloth. Yes. How dare he? This is our thing. I mean, my great grandparents must be turning in their graves. My job that I've been sent to do here is actually very simple, so I'm not going to talk a lot. My job is very simple. My job is to introduce the Kabaka's ambassador in the UK and Ireland, who is the one who is actually going to speak to you. Oweekitiibwa Ssaalongo, the floor is yours.
Before I talk about Olubugo, I want to talk about Mr. John Harris. He said for over 40 years, he's served our community. He's been amongst us. Mr. Harris, in our culture up to now, we fear death. Very, very terrible. We never get used to death. That's why when we pass through cemeteries, when we go to bury loved ones, we are always very worried. So when we come here, sometimes we are concerned. Am I going to be next?
I feel the same.
So, for you to bring us here and make us feel at home, we will be privileged, and we thank you. You've worked with our community through thin and thick. You've brought our own to work with you, Pauline Juma. For that, we are very, very grateful. We are also very grateful for all the services you provided us, particularly during the HIV/AIDS in the 90s, when we had COVID recently, and lastly, when we had our colleague Mukungu Pasco Sekasamba. We really appreciate that. We will never get used to death. But as you said, we'll try, we'll start celebrating it, as you said. It's not possible. So, in our culture, whoever does good is recognized. Myself and the Bakungu, we brought something special from Buganda for you. So what I say you repeat. Echikajyo.
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 Nanans.
Nanans.
Muyembe.
Muyembe.
Vakedo.
Vakedo.
Mengu.
Mengu.
On this day, the 22nd of March, we are formally launching Olubugo in the UK for funerals, dresses, and the funerals. Leero nga 22 omwezi ogwokusatu omwaka 2025 tuggulawo enkozesa y'olubugo mu kwerekera bannaffe genda okukola emirimu gyonna nga tutandikira wano mu rap and science ne tikrim.
Abanga bange abanga bange mukone mbalabe mukone mutu kale munyenye mbalabe munyenye ebiwato asinga bagenda wala kansoko okulanya musinze gusinze musinze baffe musinze gusinze musinze musota musajja wosemakula mutabani wa mpungu muzukulu wa Senko.